Hi, this is Jarrod. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like this content. And if you would like to support my channel, I'm going to be covering my annual Triple Crown full card soon. So if you head over to the runawayhorse.com, click on my sales page. My Kentucky Derby full card will be available in a few weeks. Now, in the last 22 Triple Crown races, I've given out 9 winning trifectas and 5 winning superfectas. And in that Triple Crown full card for Churchill Downs for the Kentucky Derby, you're going to get a lot of analysis of each horse, all the prep race recaps, a lot of information in there, bloodlines information, post position analysis, just so much more, wagering strategies for all the races, including trifectas, superfectas, pick 3, pick 4, pick 5 wagers for those full cards, pick 6 as well. It's going to be available Derby, Preakness, and Belmont Week at the runawayhorse.com on my sales page. So check those out. Keep supporting my channel, and good luck at the races. This is Jarrod Horak for the runawayhorse.com, and I'm back with my final Kentucky Derby qualifying video. I took a look at the horses that qualified through the Louisiana Derby and the Bluegrass Stakes in my first video. I took the Wood Memorial and the Jeff Ruby qualifiers in my second. I looked at the Florida Derby and Arkansas Derby qualifiers in my third video. Last video I did the Santa Anita Derby qualifiers. In this video I'm going to take a look at the horses from the UAE Derby, and then I'm going to take a look at some horses that are just outside qualifying for the Derby, and if there are some defections, they will be able to get in. Now, if you're interested in my annual Kentucky Derby full card from Churchill Downs, you will be able to find that at the runawayhorse.com on my sales page. I'll be covering all the Triple Crown series full cards just like I do every year. But for the Kentucky Derby, right now, I have my pre-product up there. And if you go over to the runawayhorse.com and click on my sales page and purchase that, I'll send out a PDF file with some analysis. I got some of my analysis done, a lot of information packed into that PDF file that I've been able to do. And then after they draw the post positions, I'll send out another file with my wagering strategies. I have to wait for those post positions to come in. And then I'll do my wagering strategies, add a few other things, and send that out. And then after I get that done, then I'll get the rest of the full card from Churchill Downs done on Kentucky Derby week, and I'll send that out to you as well. So you can find all that information at therunawayhorse.com on my sales page. Now, if you want to head over to therunawayhorse.com and click on my Kentucky Derby 2022 page, you can read all of my Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks blogs, and all of my videos from both series are there as well. So you can check all of that out on my Kentucky Derby 2022 page if you want to find more information on the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. Now let's get into the races that I'm going to cover from the Kentucky Derby points races, the UAE Derby. And Crown Pride was the winner there. This one's from Japan, and in his first couple of starts from Japan at a mile and an eighth on the main track last year, he won both of those races by 6 lengths and by 3 lengths. And then in his third start in the mud, he was 6th, beaten 3 lengths in a 14-horse field. And then they took him to Dubai for the UAE Derby, and in that $1 million race, he was able to track the leaders, pull clear, and win nicely by a bit less than 3 lengths. Now, the main problem is we've seen a couple horses even come over from Japan, and they haven't really been a threat in the Kentucky Derby. And they've been running the UAE Derby since the year 2000. And we've seen multiple horses try to come from Dubai into the Kentucky Derby, and they just haven't had any success. So this horse is obviously talented. He's won 3 of 4 starts. The distance is not going to be an issue. He's bred for a long distance to run all day. He's won easily at longer distances, 1 mile and 3/16 last time, 1 mile and an eighth twice. So I don't think the 1 1/4 mile distance is going to cause him any issues. It's just a question of coming from Dubai. Other horses really haven't had any success, and what is he going to be able to do? Is he going to be able to pull off the upset? At this point, from a betting standpoint, I wouldn't want to play any horses coming from the UAE Derby until they prove that they can run well in the Kentucky Derby, and they just haven't been able to do that up to this point. Now, Summer Is Tomorrow was 2nd in that UAE Derby, and he's coming over as well. This one, he was bred in Kentucky. Summerfront is the sire, badge of silver, the dam sire. And he's run 7 times with 2 wins and 3 seconds, and he's earned more than $267,000. And all of his races were in Dubai. He started out in sprints, and he ran in a bunch of sprint races. His first 6 races were in sprints, including a 7 furlong win by 8 lengths in Dubai on February 25th. and then they stretched him out to a mile and 3/16, and he did perform well in that 16-horse field in the UAE Derby, finishing second there, and he showed some good speed. So summer is tomorrow. Maybe he'll be a pace factor in the Kentucky Derby. Maybe they'll try to get him forwardly placed. But just like the winner, Crown Pride, he's really going to have to step it up and run the race of his life, shipping in from Dubai to the U.S., and we just have not seen that angle work yet. Now I'll look at some of the horses that are just outside the bubble. Now, Happy Jack was the 20th qualifier, so he's in. And I mentioned number 21, Pioneer of Medina, in my Louisiana Derby video when he finished third in that race. I mentioned him when I did the Louisiana Derby in the Bluegrass qualifiers. And Pioneer Medina just sits outside the top 20. Now, 20 horses can run in the Kentucky Derby. We can have 4 also eligibles as well. And Pioneer of Medina right now is the first also eligible. But there's still time. There's still time for the Kentucky Derby, a bit less than 3 weeks for some horses to get knocked out. Maybe they'll get sick. Maybe they decide not to run. Horses like Early Voting and Morello are in, but their connections aren't 100% sure they're going to run. So we could still see some of these horses on the bubble sneak in there. And Pioneer of Medina is one of them. And then the next one, In Due Time, I picked him in the Lexington Stakes. He finished an even third there. Before that, he rallied to finish second in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Now, if they are able to get in, there's no guarantee they'll go. They're talking maybe they'll wait for the Preakness with this horse. He's going to have to run much faster, even if he does get in. Now, Ethereal Road for trainer Dwayne Lucas. I'm sure Dwayne Lucas will take, if he's able to get in, he'll take the spot. He's 1 for 7 lifetime with a second and a third. He really looked good in that maiden win. He came from left field. He was just nowhere. There wasn't a lot of pace in that race at Oaklawn Park in January, and he just bowled him over late, and he won by 4 lengths. Then they took him on the Derby Trail and ran in the Rebel Stakes, and he just missed winning that one. He stalked from post 10. He led, but he couldn't hold on, and Uno Oho upset the field at 75-1, and he missed by a half length. Now, if Ethereal Road would have won the Rebel Stakes, he would have had enough points, and he would have made it into the Kentucky Derby, but he finished second. And then in the Bluegrass Stakes, he was 7th, beaten 11 lengths. They wheeled him back a week later in the Lexington Stakes, and he finished an even 4th in that race. So overall, he's sitting number 23 on the Kentucky Derby points list. He needs 3 defections to be able to get in. Rich Strike is the next one, and he's 1 for 7 lifetime with 3 third-place finishes. He's number 24 on the Derby list. In the Jeff Ruby Stakes, he rallied to finish 3rd. The Battaglia Memorial, he rallied from off the pace, and he was 4th there. So he's probably better he could be better on all-weather ground, but he did break his maiden by 17 lengths, but that was a maiden claiming 30,000 at Churchill Downs at 1 mile. So he did win at Churchill Downs. That's something, but he's not fast enough to win a race like the Kentucky Derby. Rattle N Roll for trainer Ken McPeak. He tried to get him in. He's sitting number 25 on the points list. They added blinkers in the Bluegrass Stakes. He was 6th, beaten 10 lengths. He really had a good start to the points race series when he won the Breeders' Futurity, a Grade 1 at Keeneland last fall, but he only got 10 points for that win. Then the Fountain of Youth, he was 6th. He didn't run well. And then he was well-beaten 4th in the Louisiana Derby, and then he didn't run well in the Bluegrass with blinkers on. So he's one that he did run well at Churchill Downs twice, and he was in good form last year, but he just hasn't improved from age 2 to 3. And then a couple others on there. Skippy Longstocking is number 26th on the list. He's 2 for 9. He was 3rd in the Wood Memorial. Number 27 on the list is a Major General for Todd Pletcher. He was 2nd in the Lexington Stakes. He won the first Kentucky Derby points race last year, the Grade 3 Iroquois. He likes to show speed. And then Golden Glider. He's been running in some points races. In the Sam F. Davis Stakes, he was 5th. He was Tampa Bay Derby, he was 4th, and he was 4th again in the Bluegrass Stakes. So those are all the horses that could end up getting in if we see a lot of defections. Some of these horses on the bottom could get in. But I would expect a horse like Pioneer of Medina, a good chance he's going to get in, and maybe Ethereal Road, especially if In Due Time decides not to go and we see a defection or 2. So that will wrap up my look at all of the Kentucky Derby qualifiers for the 2022 Kentucky Derby. And in my next video, I'm going to do my top 5 most likely Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks videos. So stay tuned to that. as my Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks coverage continues. Until my next video, good luck at the races.